In this video I want to demonstrate a couple of features of the Drive Inquirer for viewing and analyzing drive data. We have already loaded some data into the database, so I will just add that to a map. This is a network of Germany. And I'm going to add some drive data to that as well. And we'll have a close look at that data, and let's reorder this slightly and add some background mapping information as well to make it look a little bit nicer. Just add a bunch of layers here. I don't like the color of the water. Fix that and then I'll show you the Drive Inquirer. And let's move these layers to the top. Okay, what we have here is the city of Cologne in Germany, and there is a ring highway around it. So we've got a sample data set driven around this ring, and if we go to the Drive Inquirer here, we should be able to select that data set, and also let's select some properties to visualize. I think we need to give a little bit more space to the Drive Inquirer. I'm going to look at something as simple as RxLev, which was in the measurements, and RxQual. All of the options available here came directly out of the original drive data, so whatever you load is automatically available in these choices. It's currently only showing us a drive of 5 minutes from the start time that we specified, which was the beginning of the drive, so I'm going to make it 20 minutes so we can see a little bit more. There we go, quite a bit more information, and I'll zoom in also on some of that area. So you can see that the part of the drive that is shown in the Drive Inquirer view is highlighted on the map with a cyan background. Now what you can't see is how these drive points are related to the sectors. We will fix that. But before we do that, I want to show you something simple, and that is that the events are marked by icons. You can see these green and blue icons on here. The green ones are successful handover events and the blue ones are other events. But if we zoom in a little bit, we should be able to see a bit more than that. Alright, there we go. Okay, what we can see here, let's maximize the map view. I'll use this tool, it's easier to navigate around. Now you see the drive itself, and we've chosen to label it with the time that the measurements were taken. And at this point here was a handover event, and here were some other kinds of events. We can add the event name to the label, although it'll get quite messy. We can also offset the label off the drive if we want to put other information on there. I won't show that now. What I want to show instead is correlating these drive events with the network itself. So let's go back here and go to the correlation view. We choose the network we've loaded and the drive we've loaded and click Correlate, and it will now look in the drive data for information that it can associate with the network and perform the correlation. And this takes a few seconds. It has to scan the entire dataset, both datasets. There we go, the correlation is complete. We go back to this view, and this view now is used to decide what to show on the map. We will only show correlations for things that are in the Drive Inquirer view, because otherwise the map will get too messy, so we're using the Drive Inquirer as a filtering mechanism. Okay. What you can see here are these grey lines down and up from certain points. Not all points were correlated. Those that are correlated will be correlated with grey lines unless they come from an event. Now, these colored vertical bars on this bottom chart here on the Drive Inquirer, each color represents a different event type. If we select a certain point in time over here, we'll see on the bottom table which kind of events were near that time. This particular phone made a setup and a connect and a handover command at these times. So let's zoom out a little bit, see if we can see which sectors those were associated with. There you can see that sector over there and that one up there. I'm going to zoom in on that top one to get a slightly better view of that region. There we go, all of these drive points were correlated with that sector.